Community Viewpoint with John Pollock and Maria Hurst.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pollock, your host for this segment. I'd like to introduce to you today someone who's been here a little bit longer than myself, Sherry Stringer. She is a longtime resident of Pahrump, and she's a very interesting person, does good for the town. She is working in I believe it's the assessor's office.
That is correct.
And you have been here working for the assessor's office how long?
10 years.
10 years. How long have you been in Pahrump?
38 years.
38 years. My goodness. I've been here 14, 15. Well, you got me beat. And you've seen a lot of changes.
Yes.
And the assessor's office, originally it was in the courthouse.
Yes, down on Highway 160.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Down on 160 when I was over there. So what do you do in the office there?
Well, what I do right now is I am a personal property appraiser collections clerk, but when I started with the assessor's office, I was in the front office. I did tax payments, answered phones, helped customers, did veterans exemptions, worked with the widow and widowers exemptions, blind, balanced the daily drawer every night, made bank deposits, took care of the mail, those types of things. And then in 2007 was offered the position as a personal property appraiser collection clerk, and I've been doing that ever since. I received my certification in 2009, and then I got my general property certification in 2011, and that's where I'm at right now, and that's what I do.
Oh, interesting. And you mentioned veterans. I have a problem. I'm a veteran, and I'm supposed to have an exemption. And I've in the past I've filled out that card.
Yes.
And I know when you could have a exemption for your either property tax or your vehicle.
DMV. Your DMV registration. That is correct.
What do I have to do to remember that?
Well, every year we send you a card. Okay, it's a blue and white card. We send it out every April. You sign it, send it back. Tell us how you want to use your exemption.
Have you sent it out this year already?
Yes, they have gone out, and we are starting to receive them back, so check your mail.
I will.
Okay. The exemption program, it's actually been kind of updated a little bit as far as the programming is concerned. The Elko County Assessor, Katrinka Russell, in 2011 got together with a bunch of the other assessors in Nevada and came up with the State of Nevada Assessors Association. They came together and they worked on a program which started in 2011 where you don't have to come into the assessor's office anymore to receive your exemption certificate. We used to give you a paper certificate that you would take with you.
I remember doing that once or twice.
You don't have to do that anymore. We give you a card, and it looks like this, and it has your exemption number on there. You can either do it from home on the internet with this exemption number, or you can go in person, give the DMV that number. They're able to get the information as far as what you have available, or if you've used any of your exemption, what you have left.
Oh, they'll know.
Exactly. They will know. So anyone that is a veteran, or if you're blind, or if you're a widow or a widower, like I said, you don't have to come to the office anymore. You can just go directly to the DMV, and they'll be able to handle the rest of it for you.
Okay. I go to your office, or you send the card out. I send it back to you, and I get the number. How?
We give you this number. This is an exclusive number to the assessor's office. That's your number within our system. Okay. So our system and the DMV system now speak to each other. So they can pick up that number and be able to give you your exemption.
Okay, and how do I get the number though?
You get that from our office. It is actually on your exemption renewal card. If you look in the left-hand corner.
So just write that down before I send it?
You can write that down, exactly. Exactly. Now, if you're a mail-in customer, as you know, a lot of times people go out of town. So if you need to mail in your DMV registration, you can contact us. and we will send you a paper certificate in the mail that you can send off to the DMV. So you're not stuck with having to strictly do it by online or in person. We can actually mail you your exemption certificate if you're going to be out of town and you need to register.
That makes it a lot easier because I think I've been out here, I've been a veteran most of my life, it seems, and I've only got the exemption maybe 3 or 4 times because of my own issues.
Okay, okay, I understand.
So I do it I can do that automatic with DMV or with the property taxes. How do I do that?
It's the same way. You fill out the card, your renewal
and
card.
I check whatever I want.
And you can check whichever one you want.
I do that once a year.
Once a year, that is correct.
Whoa.
And it has to be back into us by, normally it's June 15th or right around that date. And that's just so that people that are putting it on their property, that we can get the information into the system before taxes roll out.
Okay, so make a note to John, look for mail, get it out by the 15th. That is much easier, and we really appreciate what you're doing as far as at the veterans and all the other folks that you say that are worth the exemptions.
Yeah, because it is, it's through all 17 counties in the state of Nevada, so it works out wonderfully. And like I said, the Assessors Association came together and put this in place, and I think it's a wonderful service for all the veterans. And like I said, it's not just veterans; it's your widows, your widowers, and your blind. So and they all receive that exemption.
Excellent, excellent. Also, we were talking about the senior center. Also, you're doing some work with them. Also, with Ann over there.
Actually, I went and I spoke with the seniors last Monday.
And why did you speak with them? Tell us about
they asked us to come. There was actually 2 of us, and we actually bought them lunch for the day by allowing us to come over and talk about why we are running for office.
And what office would you be running for?
That would be the Nye County Assessor's Office.
And that's basically what you're here for, too.
Yes, sir, I am.
So.
I am. So, but that's a wonderful program, and people don't realize that, even though you have grants, that they don't pay for everything. So Ann has come up with an idea that if they can get folks to get $52 together per month, that feeds one senior for an entire month. So they're working on that program right now. Okay, and so if anybody wants to, sponsor, I'm sure that they can contact Ann at the Senior Center.
Right.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting. Yes.
It is.
So you want to continue at the assessor's office, right?
Yes, sir. I do.
And you want to be an assessor, too.
Yes, I do.
And what are the responsibilities of the assessor?
Well, basically, it is just to go out and assess your properties so that it's fair and equitable.
Okay. And
we don't set taxes. We don't have anything to do with your taxes.
No, so don't blame you for that.
Exactly. I can't lower them. I can't do any of that.
So assessing my property, let's say you want to assess my property. Are you coming out there, or do you have personnel that do that?
We have personnel that do that. Okay. There are 3 appraisers in the office at this time.
Okay.
Okay, and I make the 4th one. I'm a personal property appraiser. I do the business accounts.
Okay, because I never knew who came out, if they come over with a ski mask, so you don't know who they are.
No, they will come out. They have a badge. We knock on the doors. We try to introduce ourselves and let people know that we're actually out on their property.
Okay, because for some reason I don't remember having one of those come on my property. I probably was never home.
That's true. A lot of times, 99% of the time, most people are not home when we come out.
It's not invasive at all?
No, because we're just out on the outside of your property. We're
okay. So evidently you've done okay. I didn't know you were there, so that's okay. The property in this town, a lot of the properties they've been going down as of late too.
Yes, but we are starting to see a little bit of change.
You would be the person to know that too.
Well, just actually, listening to some of the real estate agents in town, they are starting to see some of the properties come up. We're not just seeing foreclosures and people buying foreclosures. There's actual, sales out there. So, which is good. I mean, that means that the economy is starting to pick up a little bit. So that is a blessing there.
Yes, it has really lagged. Yes. So, what else would be the assessor be doing?
Well, what's really nice is we're able to use our GIS, our aerial and pictometry system, where we can actually look at your property from space. Okay, we started it in 2005. The county entered into a contract with SOMAS, and they did the first flyovers and took aerials of and mapping of the county, and they became available in 2007. And since then, they have started a new contract with Sidwell in 2007, in the summer of 2007, and they've done 3 more flyovers, one in 2009, another in 12, and then in 2013. So it's a wonderful program because it's used by everyone. Not just for the assessor's office. The sheriff's department uses it, planning, buildings and grounds, it's a wonderful tool that you and I, even if I wasn't in the assessor's office, I could go on to the assessor's website and be able to look at my property. I could look at my neighbor's property. I can, I can measure things. I can see from the top, from the sides, from, all different directions, north, south, east, and west.
Okay, so that's accessible to the general public
Yes,
then?
yes, it is.
That would be off of your website,
yes.
The assessor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I know I've got my property off of there. I've got the documents that you have for different reasons. That would be from the assessor's office when I know the parcel number and everything.
Yes, mm-hmm. And even if you didn't know the parcel number, you have access
There's many
to
ways.
Yes, you have access to the assessor's
Yes.
information, so you can find it either by last name, by address. Even if you didn't have the address, you could just put a street name in and be able to just, kind of go back and forth.
And it's rather user-friendly, too, if I could find it. Most people can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
especially
it
if
is.
there's numerous ways to look for it, too.
That is correct. That is correct. And like I said, it's a wonderful program. It's something that the Assessor's Technology Fund pays for. Mm-hmm. And as long as it's kept up, that it's upgraded, the assessor, the new assessor, previous assessors, all of them pay for these upgrades, and it comes out of that technology fund, and it's for the betterment of the assessor's office plus any offices that use that equipment.
Okay, great. So we're down to the last minute. This is Sherry Stringer, and you're currently working in the assessor's office, and you may, what's coming up first, the primary?
Yes, that is June 10th.
June 10th, that's what you're looking forward to first, right?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I feel that I'm capable, and I think I am the best candidate for the position.
Okay, so hopefully we'll see you around town, and we enjoyed talking to you today, and we'll see you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you.